All right, I have to back up the truck just a second here. I forgot to talk about something, and it's something I really wanted to discuss. So I apologize. This is going back in time a little bit, but I wanted to talk about that Harry Potter movie example just a little bit more in relation to this rule. So the multiplication rule says that if the events are independent, then you can just multiply and you'll be able to get the probability of E and F. So I want us to take a step back and look at this Harry Potter example just a little bit more. So I talked about it, how it couldn't be because, and I just mentioned the female and seeing all 8 movies, namely this row. There it is. I'm going to highlight it just a little bit. So this row and this column. Give it a blue color. There we go. All right, so I want to talk about it a little bit more. So bear with me here. Let's remind ourselves. What's the probability of being female in this class? It's 18 out of 30. Right? Now bear with me. I'm going somewhere with this. Okay. I don't know why it keeps making every. Well, I do, but okay. There we go. Then let's talk about what's the probability of seeing all 8 movies. Well, let's think. There were 14. Okay, so equals 14 out of 30. And by the way, I could do this for anything. I'm just choosing that row and that column. I mean, I could pretty much do this for any of the rows and columns. It would all work out. Okay, so then we learned back in section 5.1, or maybe it was 5.2, the probability of female and seeing all 8 movies is where the two things intersect, the row and the column, right? So it's 10 out of 30. So there are 10 women in this class that are women, and they've seen all 8 movies. Cool. There we go. That's good. Oopsie. Close. Cool. Now, according to this multiplication rule, though, if the events gender and seeing movies were independent, you would be able to multiply. So I would be able to multiply this number at the 18, right, 18 out of 30, and this number at the 14, 14 out of 30, and get 10 out of 30. So if they were independent, if gender and number of movies were independent, we'd be able to multiply using the general addition rule, or general multiplication rule. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. The multiplication rule for independent events, right? Can we do it? So, let me just a moment. Probability of female times the probability, oops, why am I doing it that way? I don't know. Times the probability of seeing all 8 movies. Is that actually equal to the probability of female and seeing all 8? Okay, so I know what the right-hand side is. Hold on one second, let me format this. There we go. Okay, so I know the right-hand side is equal to 10 out of 30. And I know the left-hand side should, if they were independent, be equal to 18 out of 30 times 14 out of 30. So let's see if it really works out. I'm going to go to Excel to do this. Equals 18 divided by 30 times 14 divided by 30, and 10 divided by 30, just so you can all see, is that. Notice they're not equal to each other. One side's 0.28, the other side is 0.33. 0.28. It's not equal to 0.33. So it doesn't work out. That's the other way to show that it's independent. It's not independent, right? If they were independent, it would have worked out both sides. Right? They would have been equal, but they weren't.